see a famous actress crying. And especially about something so trivial. And something else strange. A famous writer, written about in all the papers, idolized by the public, his works translated into foreign languages, and he spent all his day fishing, and he's thrilled to have caught 2 perch. I always thought famous people were arrogant and unapproachable, that they despised ordinary people for fawning on the upper classes. But here they are, crying and fishing, laughing and losing their tempers, just like anyone else.
Are you alone?
Yes? What's that?
I was cruel enough to kill the seagull today. I'm laying it at your feet.
What is this meant to mean?
I'm going to kill myself soon. Same method.
I don't even recognize you anymore.
That's since the day I stopped recognizing you. You've changed towards me. Your eyes are cold. I make you uncomfortable.
You've got so touchy lately. The things you say are less and less intelligible. Perhaps they're meant to be symbolic, and I imagine this seagull is meant as some sort of symbol, but I'm sorry, not one I understand. I'm too simple to understand you.
It all started when my play was such a stupid disaster. Women never forget failure. I've read the whole thing. Every last page of it. If only you knew. Your turning cold towards me is terrible. It's as if I woke up one morning to find the lake had dried up, drained away into the ground. You said you're too simple to understand me. What's there to understand? People didn't like my play. Find what inspires me contemptible. You now think I'm mediocre and worthless, just like everybody else. I completely understand it. Completely! Like a nail in my brain, damn it! Damn my blood-sucking pride! Sucking away at me like a snake. Oh, here comes the real genius. Walking and reading like Hamlet. Words, words, words! The sun hasn't even hit your face already. You're smiling. I can't get in your way. Takes, snub, drinks, vodka. Always wears black. Teacher in love with her.
Good morning, Boris.
Good afternoon. Things have taken an unexpected turn. Apparently, we're leaving today. Hey, I don't often get the chance to meet young girls. Interesting young girls, that is. I can't remember what it's like to be 18 or 19. Can't get a clear picture of it. And as a result, the young women in my stories usually turn out pretty unconvincing. I'd like to trade places with you, just for an hour. Find out how you think, what sort of character you are.
And I'd like to swap places with you.
Why?
To find out what it feels like to be a famous, talented writer. What's it like to be famous? How does being famous affect you?
How does it affect? I haven't given it much thought. There's 2 possibilities. Either you're exaggerating my fame, or it doesn't affect me at all.
But what about when you read about yourself in the newspapers?
If they praise you, it cheers you up for a couple days. If they attack you, it depresses you.
Oh, what a marvelous existence. If you only knew how much I envy you. People are so different. Some people can scarcely plod through their dull, obscure lives. And others, like you, for example, you're great. You're wonderful. Fate deals them a really fascinating life, a glittering life full of meaning. Oh, you're so lucky.
All these words, you talk about some sort of glittering, fascinating life, but all your words, forgive me, are like so many sugar plums, which I never eat. You're very young and very sweet.
But your life, it's wonderful.
I don't see what's so special about it. It's time for me to go and write. I'm sorry I can't stay. It's what they call a sore point. You've stepped on my pet bunion, and I'm starting to feel a bit steamed up, even angry. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about my wonderful, glittering life. Where shall we start? There's such a thing as obsession. When, for example, a man spends all day and all night thinking about nothing but the moon. I have my own. All day and all night, I'm haunted by a single obsessive thought. I have to write. I have to write. I have to write. And no sooner have I finished one story when, for some reason or another, I have to write a second. And after the second, a third. And after the third, a fourth. And I write non-stop, at breakneck speed. And I can't seem to do it any other way. Now, what's so wonderful and glittering about that, may I ask? It's a preposterous life. I'm here, with you, getting steamed up. But I can't help but think, for a moment, that there's a story waiting for me. I keep fixing on every phrase you or I utter, and I can't wait to add it to my literary stockpile. There's a cloud, see? The one that looks like a grand piano. I think to myself, must fit into a story somewhere. But a cloud floated by, looking like a grand piano. I can smell a heliotrope. I immediately make a mental note. Sickly scent, flower for a widow. Use it when referring to a summer's evening. And it's like that all the time. All the time. And when I'm done, maybe I can run out to the theater or go for a spot of fishing. Maybe take a break. But no. There's some new subject trundling around in my head like a heavy iron ball, and it's drawing me back to my desk. And I have to go back and write. And I feel like I'm swallowing up my own life. And that to make the flowers that I'm giving to everyone out there in the void, I'm using the pollen from my own best flowers. In fact, I'm ripping them up by the roots and trampling on them. I must be insane, don't you think? And my friends and my family, you think they treat me as if I were quite sane? What are you writing? What are you going to treat us to next? It's like that all the time. All the time. And I can't seem to get away with it. Away from it. And I'm terrified that at any minute, they'll come creeping up on me and cart me off to the asylum like a Gogol's madman. In my better years, when I was a younger writer, writing was unmitigated torture. A minor writer, before he's had any success, thinks of himself as clumsy, bungling, and unnecessary. He can't stop himself from loitering around people in the arts, unrecognized, afraid to meet anyone's eyes. Now, what's so wonderful about that? I never met my audience, but I always thought of them as hostile and suspicious. And everyone in the audience with dark hair was my enemy. And everyone with fair hair was cold and uninterested. It's all so dreadful. Agony.
But surely your inspiration
enjoy reading proofs. But the minute it's published, I can't stand it. It's a mistake. It should never have been written. And the people, when they finally read it, they always say, charming and clever. Charming, but it's no Tolstoy. It's very good, but Turgenev's Father and Sons was better. And it'll be charming and clever till the day I die. And when my friends walk past my grave, they'll say, here lies Trigorin. He was good, but Turgenev was better.
I'm sorry. I refuse to understand you.
Why?
You're overworked, so you don't have the time or inclination to realize how important you really are. You may not be satisfied with your own work, but to others, you're fascinating. You're wonderful.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Do you think people should just tie themselves to me? Like I have a chariot? What am I, Agamemnon?
For that kind of happiness, I mean the happiness of being a famous writer or actress, I'd be prepared to suffer the resentment of my friends, peers, poverty, disappointments. I'd live in a garret and eat nothing but black bread. Your life is so wonderful.
I don't see what's so special about it. What's that?
A seagull. Constantine shot it.
Beautiful bird.
What are you writing?
An idea. Flash of a note for a short story. There's a girl. She spends her whole life beside a lake. She loves the lake. Like a seagull. She's as happy and as free as a seagull. But a man comes by, and for want of anything better to do, he destroys her. Just like this seagull here.
Forrest! Forrest, where are you?
I'm being called. Probably to pack. But I don't want to go. Can't you persuade Irina to stay? It really is a lovely spot here.
See that house and garden on the far side?
Yes.
That's my mother's